actually had 2 kindergartners that I had to do some counseling on, and one of them, it ended up being successful, and the other one not so successful. Well, hello, school counselors and school counselors to be. Thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel, The Inspiring School Counselor. Today, as you can tell from the title below, we're going to be getting into a Talk It Out week review. I'm going to be sharing with you guys everything that I've done this week from Monday to Friday, and y'all have I have a little bit of everything that I was able to do and get done this week, and I'm excited about sharing this with you guys. And hopefully, in me sharing this, I'm able to give all of those that are inspiring to be a school counselor or might be getting ready to graduate and kind of just wondering what to expect. Hopefully with me sharing this, we'll be able to kind of give you guys an idea of what your day could potentially look like. Now, I must say this, every school counselor is different in what their days look like. And also depending on whether you are elementary school counselor, middle school counselor, or a high school counselor is also going to determine how different your schedule might be. So for all of those that don't know, I am a primary school counselor, so I service kindergarten through 2nd grade. So let's get into this week that I had. I actually logged everything that I needed that I done throughout this week. I put it in my planner, and I also logged it into my use of time Excel spreadsheet. And one day I will I'll do a video and show you guys what that looks like and how I log things in on there. I really love the Excel spreadsheet, and that is because it allows me to see how much indirect service I was able to do that day, and how much indirect service I was able to do, and how much non-counseling, school counseling tasks I did. So it's a really good program. I can't wait to share that with you guys eventually. But you guys will see me look down a little bit because y'all, my schedule was packed this week. So you guys, let me give you some background on how my school is proceeding with allowing students to come into the school building. So first I want to say we have 3 phases. You have the green phase, the yellow phase, and the red phase. Right now we are currently in the red phase, and so that means it's strictly virtual learning. There's no student that's able to come to the classroom. However, we are allowing at this moment in the red phase for 25% of those students to be able to come to the school. However, they won't be in the classroom. Car riders are in the cafeteria. Bus riders are in the gym, and we chose those 2 areas because those are the bigger areas in the school, and it allows the students to social distance. Our school district gave out Chromebooks to our students, and so our students were able to bring their Chromebooks so that they can do their live sessions and lessons and everything at the school. And the related arts as well as assistants were placed in the gym and in the cafeteria to be able to work with those students, and making sure that if there were students that did not have any internet at home, things were downloaded and all those good things. Now, the students were only able to come Monday through Thursdays. Mondays and Tuesdays are dedicated to 2nd grade and kindergarten, and Wednesdays and Thursdays are dedicated to 1st grade. Fridays, no students are in the building. It's just time for teachers, faculty, and staff to have collaborations, to do faculty meetings, to record lessons, and just catch up on everything. So now that I gave you guys all of that information of what we're doing at our school, now I can actually get into what I did this week. So Monday, I had meetings as far as 504 meetings. I also had to meet with my principal to talk about some things. I had individual counseling that I had to do. I also did some check-ins with students. And so my Monday was filled with things. So just to go in a little bit more detail, when I first got to the school, I wanted to just welcome the students in. So I made sure that I went to the cafeteria and also to the gym. And I was just checking in with students, seeing how they were doing, seeing if they, letting them know that if they ever need to talk to me, if they have something on their mind, they can always come to me, and I'll be there to hear anything that they have to say. And so I just used that opportunity to just check in with them, see how their weekend was going, and also to just check in with them to see how they're dealing with learning on the computer. Do they like learning on the computer? And so I was able to just have maybe like a 3-minute, maybe a minute or 3-minute conversation with those students. I also was able to meet some newer students as well that, was coming in. It's their first day back to school, and so I wanted to make sure that they knew my face and that I was there. I was their school counselor, and I was there to also help them in any way that I needed to help them with. So that's one of the things that I did. Now, when I was in the cafeteria, I actually had 2 kindergartners that I had to do some counseling on, and one of them, it ended up being successful, and the other one not so successful. And I just want to let you guys know that school counselors, you might run into this where you really feel like you're pulling out all the works, and you think that the kids should be able to just comprehend and just take everything that you have to throw at them to help them better their day. But you might have times where that's just not going to work, and that is okay, because I've experienced that. So I actually had, both of them were kindergartners, and it was their first day of school. And so, first of all, they're coming to a brand new school. They're seeing new faces. That's scary within itself. One little girl, she did not want to let her Nana go. And so I was just trying to make some small talk with her. She had like a little Beauty and the Beast mask. And so I was like, oh, do you like Beauty and the Beast? Just trying to find common ground with her. And she wasn't too much buying it. She was just like, you can stay away now. So as I was in the mix of working with her, the library teacher had actually called for my name, because she was like, this student is trying to run out the building. And at this moment, I was outside with the other student and the Nana, because the Nana needed some help. And so the young boy that was inside, the other kindergartner, he was inside of the school building with the library teacher, and he was just throwing a fit, trying to kick her, screaming, saying he didn't want to be there. And so I had to leave the little girl and assist that, because that was a severe case and she didn't know what to do. So I decided to go ahead and go with her. And I was trying to pull out the works on the young little boy. I mean, trying to find any way possible to help him in that time. And you guys, sometimes the best thing is just to give the student, I won't say distance, especially if they're runners, but kind of just allow them to get all that frustration out. And so if it is screaming, if it's yelling, allowing them to do that, but making sure that they're not hurting themselves. So as I am with this little boy and I'm trying to help him out, and he's not taking it, he's not caring what I'm saying. The little girl, actually, the Nana left the little girl. She's also screaming in the cafeteria where other kids are, and the little boy as well that I'm trying to attend to. And I guess finally when she realized that the Nana wasn't there, she runs over there where I was. And at this point, y'all, there's no such thing as social distance. I'm just gonna be honest. There's no such thing as no social distance with elementary school students, especially K through 2nd grade. So the girl immediately runs where I'm at. So I had the little boy and I had this little girl. And so I am trying to juggle both of them. And so the little girl, she actually ended up calming down. And the little boy, he was a little bit more rowdier, but I noticed that he was not calming down even with me. And I was so grateful that one of the music teacher actually came over and he was like, let me help you. And I just want to let you guys know, school counselors, sometimes you might not can do it. You can't do it all by yourself. And some students will take to you and some students won't take to you. So don't be afraid to call for help. I know it's supposed to be looked upon as school counsel. They're supposed to handle those situations. They're supposed to basically wave their hand and the situation is going to be poof, gone. But that does not work, okay? In the real world, that is not going to work. And so if you have to call back up, then so be it. So I'm so grateful for the music teacher because he was able to come and tend to the child, attend to the boy that was screaming and everything. And I was able to tend to the little girl. And I finally was able to get the little girl calm enough. We were able to sit down. I was able to get her Chromebook and everything out, and finally able to leave her where she was able to now do her work and everything. So that was an event. I then went back to the little boy and trying to work with him. He was not having it. So we eventually ended up calling the parent to come and get that student. So you guys, sometimes you might have to do that. It just depends on the situation. And maybe I'll go in more detail with that in another video as well, talking about behaviors. If you guys want to hear something like that, because I've dealt with plenty of behaviors, especially at this school. If you guys want to know more about how to deal with behaviors, just put it down in the comments below, and that will let me know that you are wanting to hear about that. So that was the 2 cases that I had to deal with. After that, I then went and had a meeting with my principal just to go over the needs assessment results. And I talked with her to let her know what my steps were going to be after getting those results. And that's so important, you guys. When you guys get the data and everything, the needs assessments that you need, if you have time and if your principal has time, try to talk it over with your principal so that she knows exactly what you're doing and how you plan on implementing, those things that you want to implement. So whether it's individual counseling, small groups, and all those different things, do it. Talk to them so that they know you're doing your job. Okay, you're doing what you're supposed to do. I also worked on scheduling an event for the students, and this was actually going to be a virtual event for the students, and it's supposed to be for like Safety Day, where I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ollie the Otter, but we were going to have Ollie the Otter to come, not to come, but to do like a virtual presentation. And so I had to talk with the representative for that and try to get all that scheduled. I also had to call parents to schedule 504s because it is the beginning of the school year. So it's important that you get those, do your 504 reviews and get all those things done so that you know what to do for that student. If there's any accommodations that needs to be made, that you're able to make those accommodations or change any accommodations that you might have had from the year before. So I worked on getting those things done. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the students were in the building from 8 to 11. And you guys, this is kindergarten through 2nd grade. And to have kids working on a Chromebook for 3 hours, sitting down in one place, the school counselor in me I couldn't let that ride out. So I actually talked to my principal and I was like, hey, how do you feel if I decide to implement like doing like a brain break with them and having them like get up and stretch and doing like Simon Says and those type of things? And gladly my principal gave the okay. She was like, that's a good idea, go ahead and do it. So I did not implement it on Monday because there were some things I kind of want to just get in my, get figured out first, but I did implement that Tuesday through Thursday. So Tuesday I did the same thing that I did Monday as far as doing check-ins with the students. So I was able to speak to them and kind of just, make some small talk with them. Once again, making my face known to them so that they know who I am, what it is that I do. So I was able to do some check-ins. And also there were some students that came that weren't there Monday. And so I was able to meet those students as well. I actually implemented the activity brain break on Tuesday, and the kids loved it. So basically all we did was just took 5 minutes, we stretched, and I also played like Simon Says with them, and I'm telling you, they look forward to it for the next day. They were so happy about doing that. I was able to answer some emails. I was also able to talk to the SPED director. You guys, let me tell you, doing 504s, if you are one that has never done it before and it's something that you have to do, oh my gosh, it can be very intimidating with all the paperwork that you have to do. At least for me it is. So I had to talk to the SPED director so that she can kind of just walk me through that process and get everything situated for my 504 meeting on Friday. And then I was just putting together 504 files as well. And I was also trying to put together a requisition form because I was trying to like order some things that I thought would be beneficial for the students. So that is most of what my day consists of. I did stay in the cafeteria all day. So the kids are there from 8 to 11. So I was able to stay that whole time and just walk around, help students do their work and just different things that I was able to do. So that's what I did Tuesday. Wednesday, more check-ins. I did check-ins in the gym, check-ins in the cafeteria. You guys, I actually do this Monday through Thursday. I always make sure that I check in with my students and see how they're doing. Was there anything that they needed? Did they need to talk to me about anything? So I always make sure that I check in with my students to see, if there was anything that I need to do for them. I also had to continue a call with the representative for the Ollie the Otter, and so that, y'all, trying to get that all situated because it's virtual and you have to fill out a form, and it was just kind of confusing. So I had to stay on the phone with her for a long time trying to get that situated. I did my brain break with them, and that was the same thing, working out, stretching, and doing Simon Says. And on Wednesday, I really want to focus on getting my time just documented in the system. So I really just worked on putting Monday and Tuesdays, everything that I did in my use of time Excel spreadsheet. And I also ended up sending out an email to my principal to just let her know how the brain break was going and how much the students loved it. And so I think that's important too, especially when you implement something into the school for the benefit of the students, so that your school principal can know exactly how it's going. Like, give them an update, let them know if the students love it or if there's something that you need to kind of just maybe put on the back shelf and implement something else. So I just like to stay in communication with my principal so that she knows what it is that I was doing. And Wednesday we had a fire drill, so that was a nice little time to be able to exit out the building and get some fresh air. I was able to help students sign into their computers, and that is a non-school counseling task, and sometimes you just have to do non-school counseling tasks to help the school stay afloat and everything run smoothly. So I actually had to help students sign in to their computers and kind of help them with some of their schoolwork that their teachers were assigning. So I was able to spend a little bit of time doing that. I was able to do a brain break with the students that they enjoyed. When I was able to go back to my classroom, I ended up answering emails. You guys know answering emails can take forever, especially when you get a whole lot of them coming in. So I answered emails. I also had to contact Ollie the Otter again, y'all. This was an all week thing. And one of the things that I really enjoyed this week, I must say, was being able to do a school counselor collaboration with another school counselor, elementary school counselor at another school. Y'all, I absolutely enjoyed just being able to talk to her on the phone. I was able to just get a lot of ideas from her. She was able to help me even more on 504 plans and trying to get that ready. So I was just so excited to be able to have that collaboration with her. And if you guys have the opportunity to collaborate with other school counselors, you guys, utilize that time. You guys are there to help each other and kind of just bounce ideas off of each other. So today, Friday, we had a faculty meeting that took place at 8 o'clock. We was able to just kind of know what we're going to do for the next upcoming weeks and when we were going to be out of the red phase. And so as of September, it's going to be September 14th when we're actually going to have 50% of the students be able to come into the school building. So that is a plus. I also had to go to the leadership meeting. I'm on the leadership team, so we just had to talk about procedures and how we were going to implement those in the yellow phase. Let's see what else I did. I had to attend an IEP meeting because one of the students that was trying to get eligible to have an IEP, he was my 504 student, so I had to make sure that I was a part of that. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, and he ended up not being eligible at the moment, but that is okay, because we're still going to be working out, trying to get him reevaluated. But yeah, you guys, I had two 504 meetings that I had to do. And so yeah, it was just a lot of 504s this week, you guys, and to fill out my use of time. So this week was filled with a lot of things to do. I had a busy week, to say the least. I mean, it was a really good week this week as far as me being able to be busy and getting some work and stuff done. And so that was what my week consists of. I would say if I had to pick a jewel out of this week, it was, for one, being able to see the students back in school, even though it wasn't all of them, but just being able to see the little bit that was there. It just made me happy because it was just like, all right, we're actually kind of taking steps to kind of normalize things a little bit for them. Because when you think about it, there are students that are home and that is not the best environment for them. And so it's when they're at school that they're able to get a break from all of that craziness that they are experiencing at home. So just being able to see their faces and see those smiles really made me happy. Another jewel out of the week that I was able to just really enjoy was that school counselor collaboration. I just really liked that I was able to talk to another school counselor, let her know my concerns and my hiccups, and just her being able to understand. Because at the end of the day, like, if you are the only school counselor at your school and you don't have another one with you, like, nobody really understands you and what you do like another school counselor does. So I was just happy to be able to talk to her on the phone and collaborate with her. So you guys, that is my whole week. And y'all, just to know that this week was like this, I can just imagine what the other weeks to come is going to look like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thank you guys so much once again for coming by my channel. Please don't make this your last. Make sure you subscribe, and also make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. I thank you guys so much for your time, and I will see you next week. Bye.